All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This past weekend, the NFL draft took place, and I'm no scout myself. Liam's no scout himself, but we're going to be discussing it. Blake's going to be leading the way, so we'll just start off with a few of his thoughts right now.
Yeah, so we're going to be getting into the three biggest winners, three biggest losers from this draft in Pittsburgh. We'll start off with a winner. First winner, the Browns easily had one of the best drafts, highlighted by Spencer Fano, offensive tackle. They took two really good receivers, Casey Concepcion, Denzel Boston, and then they took an amazing safety in Emmanuel McNeil-Warren down late in the second round. I think they really just went after needs. Wide receiver, offensive tackle among the big needs for them. And especially at receiver, Casey Concepcion, amazing after the catch. Has a little bit of a drop problem, definitely his biggest flaw. But if they can work that out, he's going to be an amazing guy in the slot. Denzel Boston from Washington, again, somebody that can high point the football, really a big threat down the field. In the NFL, you wonder if he's going to be able to separate at the same level. But if he is, he's going to be another guy that can be a true wide receiver one.
I have no doubt they had a good draft here. I mean, obviously had a ton of picks. They they got great value at their spots. I know we talked about Emmanuel McNeil-Warren when we were watching it live, and that seemed like a great value pick to me when I was watching it. The problem is I just don't see the Browns getting any better. You're not going to see the impact come out of here in 1 year, especially because of the quarterback situation. I mean, we were talking off camera about the quarterback situation in Cleveland, and the first name that came to mind was DTR. That's never going to be a good sign. So I love to say they had a winning draft, but it's going to be hard to actually evaluate if we were right or not throughout the season.
Yeah, and also based off these plays, like it's so clear, like what you said, going off a need, it's so clear that they're trying to build around Shedeur. Like revamping that offensive line combined with two wide receivers in their top three picks, it's like they really are banking on him.
This is going to be his career deciding year. Like they're building around him to give him all the options. Which you got to work with it.
You know, it's tough because, obviously those wide receivers don't be fully developed. Like we know from our experience, the wide receivers that we got right out the gate, they were not that great in the first couple of years. So it does take a while for these receivers to develop. So hopefully they can show some flashes and help them out because, they're really going to need help with Shedeur this year so he can cement his place as a starting QB.
I want to see him succeed.
Absolutely.
I kind of hope to see the Browns and Shedeur have a great year.
Agreed.
Does not seem likely.
No, I don't think these guys will really be able to flash too much. They do have the reigning defensive rookie of the year, Carson Schwarzenegger.
They do have a Pro Bowl level quarterback, so
true.
You never know.
Hey, they made underrated picks last year. Maybe they did the same this year.
All right, let's get into one of the biggest losers, in my opinion. That's going to be the Cardinals. They had the third overall pick, decide to go with Jeremiah Love, a pick that makes absolutely no sense to me. They have so much money in that position already. They signed Tyler Algier from Atlanta in free agency. They have James Conner. They have Trey Benson. So they have a lot of names there, and they still took him. Chase Besantis in the second, good pick. Then Carson Beck in the third. What are you doing? Everybody knew they wanted to trade up for Ty Simpson later in the first. Rams kind of ruined that, which you'll hear about later. But it felt like Carson Beck was kind of a makeup pick. Like you're just throwing a pick at a quarterback. Their season's already done. They should just tank for 2027. So I hated that one as well.
Exactly what I would have said. Like drafting a quarterback's not going to save your season this year, so might as well wait until you get a good option next year. Honestly, they probably could have gone Carson Beck another round or two later if they really wanted that value. Jeremiah Love is a pick that I absolutely hated. I can't stand seeing running backs go in the first round, especially a guy that's going to come in $50 million guaranteed for 4 years. That's the biggest $50 million most guaranteed by a running back ever. So coming in unproven, coming into a shit team, I just don't think drafting a running back anywhere in the first round is worth it. I don't see where you get the long-term value. Like you could be drafting I get it. Best available player on the board. Like, yeah, he's a stud. He's really good. But the way this works out for your franchise, like drafting a running back does not compare to the way other players you can get.
Yeah, I think it reminds me a lot of the Raiders' Ashton Genty pick from last year. He showed flashes, but he did not perform to the level you expected of him behind a horrible offensive line, and he did not win them games. I mean, the Raiders ended up with the first overall pick. So I just don't think you're going to see a difference maker with Jeremiah Love. And when Arvell Reese is on the board, it just truly blows my mind.
I also see if you're committed to not getting a quarterback in the first round, because it was my understanding coming in this draft class that it's one of the weaker ones, especially in the QB area. You're going to get Carson Beck in the third round. Like, I didn't really see much from Carson Beck. He was not a great thrower of the deep ball. I don't know if anything he has can translate to the NFL level at all. I feel like that could just be a waste of a pick. And if he's going to be backing up Jacoby Brissett in the depth chart coming into next season, like, I don't understand why you wouldn't just use another utility skill player for that pick. I just don't understand the strategy there. Again, to go running back first round and then pick a QB that I think is rather worthless in the middle rounds, not one of my favorite moves, but again, I think it just goes in line with the fact that they would be classified as the first loser.
Yeah, a lot of holes on that team, so I definitely agree. Quarterback isn't really the right move. Let's hop into another winner, though. Let's talk about the Giants. Had a lot of picks, traded Dexter Lawrence right before the draft, got the 10th pick. Took Arvell Reese at 5, Francis Mauigoa at 10, then Colton Hood, Malachi Fields in the 2nd and 3rd, some couple late round picks. But I really think Arvell Reese was the steal of the draft. To find, in my opinion, the best player in the draft and get him at 5, huge value. Addressed a need in offensive tackle at 10. Colton Hood is a starting caliber corner that you got in the 2nd round as well. So all around addressing needs, true difference makers from day one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I mean, they were set up for success with the picks that they have. I mean, 5, 10, early in the 2nd.
Oh, yeah.
New York fans are pretty disappointed going into the draft with Dexter Lawrence being off the team, but I think they really made up for it. They did a really good job at covering all their needs. The only thing I heard a lot of Giants fans talking about, they wanted a receiver. They thought that was a need they have, which I really disagree with. You have Neighbors coming back. They got Darnell Mooney in the offseason. I think that's enough weapons for now to give Jackson Dart.
And Malachi Fields, who they took in the 3rd round, could be someone that comes in and plays day one and is a difference maker. The only concern I have with their draft is they obviously have a lot of edge rushers, Abdul Carter, Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns, being 3 really good starters. And Arvell Reese, you're taking him to play off the edge, was more of a linebacker edge hybrid in college. You don't know if he's going to get that many snaps at edge just because how crowded that room is. So we'll see how that goes. But
I mean, trust that drafting a guy at 5th overall, they have a plan for what they're going to do.
Yeah, it's
You would
just
hope.
it's
You would
just
hope.
a philosophy.
Absolutely.
There's drafted for need and there's drafting the best player, and they're taking a gamble, saying there's an incredible amount of talent here, and yeah, we have other guys in the room that we think can pan out, but we want to see if
Well,
this guy could overachieve.
I would say the Giants have drafted pretty well the last few years. I trust the front office they sit down with this guy. They discuss what they want from him, what they
absolutely.
would expect from him if they drafted him. So
definitely.
I think that's a good pick. I
Like-
still feel confident in that.
They knew they had this two-headed monster of 2 top 10 picks coming into the draft for a while now. I'd be very surprised if they didn't have a plan around
But
that.
then again, teams miss all the time.
And it's the Giants. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, 1st-round picks, honestly, a coin flip for whether they pan out or not. But yeah, I am a big proponent of taking best player available, so I do like their picks.
They had a good draft. Let's swing back to another loser, someone I've been excited to talk about, the Rams. And I think there's one big reason that everyone wants to talk about it.
Ty Simpson at 13.
Ty fucking
The
Simpson.
shock of the draft. I mean, what an absolute mess.
Sean McVay sure thinks it's a shock.
Dude, I think the big issue here is, like you said, Sean McVay. This is clearly a pick that came through from the general manager with no Sean McVay input. The Rams are unquestionably in win-now mode. Definitely either the best or second best roster in the NFC. So to take a pick for the future at 13 when you could have a true difference maker, they could have taken Mekhi Lemon, who fell to the Eagles. What a great pick for the Eagles, by the way. But instead, they're taking a quarterback that won't see the field. They have 2 competent backups as well in Stetson Bennett and Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, you could tell by the way McVay reacted in the post-draft pressers that he was pissed. And I think he's right. He's right.
I think McVay's absolutely right. I mean,
Yeah,
first of all, they
agreed.
have those backup quarterbacks. I mean, Stetson Bennett, they just got. Garoppolo's, like, I know he's old now, but he's proven that he can win games. Like, if you really need a backup to come in, he can do it. They're clearly in win-now mode. They were 2nd in the West. Like, the team's not getting any younger either. So this pick just, it makes absolutely no sense in any terms, especially when your head coach, like, it seems like they didn't confer with him. Even if they did and he gave his input and said, no, I don't want that shit, and they still do it.
Especially with McVay, who is someone that has publicly said he could retire in a couple of years and go into TV, go into announcing. Pissing him off does not seem like the right move by
You
the
really
GM or
don't want to
ownership.
upset one of the best coaches in the league. And also, you don't want Matthew Stafford to be sitting thinking here like, fuck, am I going to be competing for my job now?
Yeah. Like, you know it's still his team, but it's
Absolutely.
just now in the back of his mind. And then jumping into our final winner for the day, I want to talk about the Raiders quickly. They obviously had the first overall pick, took Mendoza. Everybody knew
it's
they
kind
were
of
going
hard to
to.
lose when you have that pick.
Yeah, it was the right move.
It's the right go-to.
They had my favorite pick in the draft. They took Jermod McCoy with the first pick in the fourth round. In my opinion, he is the most talented cornerback in the draft. The big problem with him, he has some serious injury concerns. The teams believe that down the line in a couple of years, he's going to have another major knee surgery that, if it doesn't go well, could end his career. So with that in mind, he slid from a day one first round projection all the way into the fourth. But the talent is astounding. He can be a Pro Bowl corner year one. So to get him in the fourth, I think is tremendous value. They took a high flyer and traded Stukes at safety in the second. That might have been a bit of a reach, but I think, again, he's going to be someone that plays day one, gets good value. An edge in the third, and some more quality picks down the line. Mike Washington Jr. in the third is going to be a really good backup for Ashton Genty as well. So
When you have 10 picks, it's kind of hard to miss all 10. They're going to have some hits here.
Yeah.
Mendoza, I'll be honest, I'm not the highest on Mendoza translating the NFL.
I hope he does well.
I've been very wrong a lot of times from the draft, but
Yeah.
watching him, it doesn't see, he's going to have to make some changes in his game. Jermod McCoy. Pre-draft, I'd heard absolutely nothing about him, and then I just watching the more he dropped and just dropped and dropped, they kept talking about how talented he was.
Yeah.
It gets to the point where I love what they did. Like, you have a guy that has all the talent in the world. He has all the potential. He could completely change your team, and you're spending a fourth round pick on him. It's completely worth it, especially with the amount of picks they had.
yeah, you can throw a couple late round
you're,
picks
you're
away.
a team. You're not expected to come out and win a ton this year. Take that shot. Like that's a perfect scenario they were put in, and I love the pick.
What it is this team, in terms of projected talent, they have one of the highest ceilings as far as young talent goes. And obviously, if that pans out, great. The main question, obviously, with any team is quarterback. Is Fernando Mendoza going to turn into something? Again, like Jack said, I don't know if he really has those tools that can translate. But at the same time, he has drive, he has a work ethic, and he has a very good mindset. And I think that could take him pretty far. And I mean, I guess we'll just have to see.
That breeds success in the NFL.
Yeah, right. We'll just see.
And then getting into our final loser of the video. This one honestly surprised me. I've seen a lot of people saying they had a great draft. I do not think the Jets had a good draft. I think with 3 first-round picks after trading back up into the late first, they blew it so badly. And the Jets are going to jet at the end of the day. Dumpster fire of an organization. I expect them to blow it year in, year out. But, man, was this disappointing. So getting into their drafts, David Bailey at 2, awful. I think he is a bona fide bust. I mean, all he has is his speed rush ability, no power. He doesn't have any ankle flexion or any bend. So he's going to struggle to get around some of the better tackles in the NFL. He's a bust. He is Shamar Stewart from a couple years ago. He's a speed rusher, and that's it. And that doesn't translate, especially not for the second overall pick in the draft. Kenyon Sadiq from Oregon in the middle of the first at 16. I think that's a decent pick, but he's basically a receiver. He can't block. He's a Travis Kelce, and I don't like that out of my tight ends. I think he could go out there and perform year one, but down the line, I don't think he's going to be tremendous value for a mid-first round pick. Omar Cooper, tail end of the first. He, again, is someone that doesn't really have the ability to be a true wide receiver 1 in the NFL. His best qualities probably is after the catch ability. He doesn't have any top-end speed. So at best, he's a mid wide receiver 2 or a wide receiver 3. You're taking that in the first round. D'Angelo Ponce at 50. He's 5'8". He's your size, Jack. He's legitimately your size, and the Jets are taking him in the second round. He's probably a third, fourth round talent. He flashed in college, but at that size, he's going to be relegated to a slot corner. His best case scenario is being Marcus Jones. And
Right. That's pretty
and that's
damn
not-
good.
that's not a-
I think
well,
that's pretty
yeah.
fucking good.
But that's best case. That's what I'm
best
trying
case
to
scenario.
say.
Odds are he doesn't translate in the NFL, and he isn't able to cut it due to his size.
Yeah.
So I think they blew every single pick they had. Cade Klubnik, I think it's going to be hilarious. He's definitely going to take snaps for them at some point in the season.
They're gonna get there. It's
Yeah,
just-
they're gonna
they'll
bench
have
Geno
a rotation
eventually,
of 6
so-
quarterbacks.
I
don't
mean,
know.
They're in the dumpster fire right now. I mean, I don't know much about Cade Klubnik, but I probably saw I saw 2 games of Clemson. Maybe I think he showed good flashes. It's the New York Jets. I don't expect them to hit on a quarterback, so taking
Yeah.
one in the 4th round as opposed to first, second, third. Like, yeah, I like that a lot. I think they covered a lot of the needs a lot of their team needs. Getting some offensive weapons is really going to help you find out who your quarterback is going to be going down the line, because it's really hard to evaluate a quarterback when they just have no one to throw to. Like, there's Garrett Wilson and then butt fuck nothing. So you can't evaluate someone just by throwing one guy. It's
I mean,
It's
they do
gonna
have
be
Adonai
interesting.
Mitchell. I'll put some respect on
Yeah.
his name. He's still
fuck outta
young.
here,
He's
bro.
all right.
He
Get
could
out of
develop
here.
into a very good
It's
receiver.
I like the directions they went. Actually, I think it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna tell us a lot more about their team and the way they're gonna go through the future.
I mean, it's very clear that they said, okay, Mendoza's gone. We don't have a lot of faith in any of the other quarterbacks, like a Ty Simpson. The Rams clearly did.
And I like that decision.
Yeah, and that's they're banking on Geno Smith. I guess banking.
No, well,
First time that's
You
banking,
can't say they're
banking
banking on him
strong.
for success. They're
Right.
just banking on him to hold them over.
Right, and even
Well, not
then,
even hold them over. I
it
think they're
also
banking
might
on
just
him
be a
to-
tank.
Yeah, they're
to
banking
get
on him
another
to suck.
quarterback.
Yeah, there you go. Whatever.
But yeah, obviously marketing wise, they're trying to bring him back as what us nostalgia, whatever it is, put butts in seats. But again, yeah, they're gonna hope to tank and revamp next year, which is probably gonna be more of the same shit because the Jets are gonna jet, and we could be saying the same shit this time next year.